Think you know your drinks? Think again. If you can't tell the difference between a cafe latte and a flat white, or you don't know which sparkling wine qualifies as champagne, you're going to learn a lot from this quiz. Every single question comes with 3 options, plus a deep dive breakdown of the answer. Don't forget to drop your final score in the comments below. Let's see who the real beverage experts are. Which specific type of oak is legally required for aging straight bourbon whiskey in the United States? A. Toasted French oak. B. Charred new American oak. C. Used seasoned white oak. By U.S. federal law, straight bourbon whiskey must be aged in containers made of brand new, charred American oak. While Scotch and Irish whiskeys frequently repurpose seasoned or used barrels, true bourbon explicitly mandates pristine barrels whose interiors have been chemically altered by fire. What gives the traditional Earl Grey tea its distinct citrusy aroma and flavor profile? A. Bergamot orange oil. B. Dried lemongrass stalks. C. Dehydrated Seville orange peel. Earl Grey is traditionally a black tea flavored with the essential oil extracted from the outer coat of the bergamot orange fruit. This small, fragrant citrus fruit is grown primarily in the Calabria region of southern Italy and is celebrated for its incredibly fragrant, floral citrus aromatic compounds. Which country is considered the birthplace of Pilsner beer? A. Germany. B. Belgium. C. Czech Republic. The world's first Pilsner was brewed in 1842 in the city of Plzeň. Before then, most beers were dark and cloudy. The new golden beer became enormously popular and inspired thousands of lagers worldwide. Today, most lagers sold globally trace their origins to this pioneering Czech style. What is the primary grain used in traditional bourbon whiskey? A. Rye. B. Corn. C. Barley. To legally qualify as bourbon, the mash bill must contain at least 51% corn. The high corn content gives bourbon its characteristic sweetness. Bourbon must also be aged in new, charred oak barrels, which contribute additional flavors and its rich amber color. Which fortified wine is produced in Portugal's Douro Valley? A. Sherry. B. Madeira. C. Port. Port wine originates exclusively in the Douro Valley of Portugal. During fermentation, grape spirit is added to stop fermentation early, preserving natural grape sugars and creating a sweet, higher alcohol wine. Which of these ingredients is absolutely essential to call a cocktail a traditional Tom Collins? A. Vodka. B. Gin. C. Bourbon. The historic Tom Collins is an iconic gin cocktail made by combining gin, fresh lemon juice, sugar syrup, and carbonated soda water. It is traditionally served over ice in its namesake tall cylinder glass. What is the primary difference between a cafe latte and a flat white? A. A flat white uses chocolate syrup instead of vanilla syrup. B. A flat white has a higher ratio of coffee to milk and uses microfoam. C. A latte is made exclusively with darkly roasted Robusta beans. Originating in Australia and New Zealand during the 1980s, the flat white features a much more concentrated espresso-to-milk ratio than a standard latte, giving it a bolder coffee kick. Furthermore, it utilizes tight, velvety microfoam, steamed milk with incredibly tiny uniform air bubbles integrated throughout, poured carefully to blend with the coffee's crema. Which Mexican distilled spirit must be made from 100% Weber Blue agave to legally bear its specific name? A. Mezcal. B. Tequila. C. Raicilla. By strict appellation of origin laws and Mexican regulatory standards, tequila can only be produced using one exact plant species, agave tequilana, Weber Blue variety. It must also be cultivated and processed inside designated geographical areas, primarily within the state of Jalisco. Mezcal, on the other hand, can legally utilize dozens of different wild and cultivated agave species. What role does geisha, or geisha, play in the specialized world of non-alcoholic hot drinks? A. It is a rare and highly prized variety of coffee bean. B. It is a Japanese method of whisking ceremonial matcha. C. It is a fermentation style used for dark oolong teas. Geisha, or geisha, is an exceptionally famous heirloom variety of the coffee tree, Coffea arabica, that trace its origins back to the Ethiopian village of Gesha. It gained international stardom when grown in Boquete, Panama, revealing an incredibly complex cup profile characterized by tea-like delicateness, intense jasmine aromas, and bright stone fruit and bergamot flavor notes. It regularly breaks global price records at specialty coffee auctions. Which cocktail is made from gin and vermouths and has different variations like dry, vodka, dirty, and perfect? A. Tom Collins. B. Mojito. C. Martini. A classic martini is made from 60 milliliters of gin and 10 milliliters of dry vermouth. The exact origin of martini is debated, but it is mostly believed to have evolved in the United States in the 19th century. Popular variations are dry martini, very little vermouth for a stronger gin flavor, vodka martini, replaces gin with vodka, dirty martini. Olive oil is added to give a salty, savory taste, perfect martini. Uses equal parts of gin and vermouth. Which wine region is famous for producing Chianti? A. Tuscany. B. Sicily. C. Veneto. Chianti is one of Italy's most celebrated wines and is produced primarily from the Sangiovese grape in Tuscany. The wine is known for flavors of cherries, red berries, herbs, and earthy notes. What is kombucha fundamentally made from? A. Fermented sweetened tea using a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. B. Distilled potato mash infused with Scandinavian botanicals. C. Pressed apple juice fermented with wild orchard molds. Kombucha is an effervescent, slightly sour beverage made by introducing a SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, into sweetened black or green tea. Over several weeks, the yeasts convert the sugars into ethanol, and the acetic acid bacteria subsequently convert that alcohol into organic acids, resulting in a complex probiotic drink loaded with enzymes and vitamins. What distinct processing step differentiates green tea from black tea? A. Green tea is harvested exclusively from an entirely different plant species. B. green tea leaves are heated quickly to prevent oxidation, keeping them green. C. Green tea undergoes a multi-year underground burial and aging process. All true teas, green, black, oolong, and white, stem from the exact same plant. To make green tea, freshly plucked leaves are rapidly exposed to high heat via pan firing or steaming. This thermal treatment instantly arrests oxidation. Black tea, by contrast, is fully crushed and intentionally allowed to oxidize completely, transforming its color from green to coppery brown. What does the term single malt indicate? A. Whiskey from one distillery made entirely from malted barley. B. Whiskey aged only 1 year. C. Whiskey made from a single barrel. Many people mistakenly think single malt means whiskey from a single barrel. In reality, it means the whiskey was produced at a single distillery using only malted barley. Most single malts are blends of many barrels from the same distillery to achieve a consistent flavor profile. Which of these regions is exclusively authorized to produce true champagne? A. Any vineyard located anywhere within continental Europe. B. A specific northeast administrative region of France. C. The high-altitude regions of the Spanish Penedès. Under international law, only sparkling wine grown and made under strict traditional regulations inside the historic Champagne province in northeastern France can legally use the name champagne. Similar high-quality sparkling wines made using the identical methods outside this region must use alternative terms, such as cava in Spain, Franciacorta in Italy, or Crémant in other regions of France. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel for more such interesting stories and other content.